is pretty pink.
Pretty pink.
My chicken's happy.
The chicken's happy. This is my only exercise today.
That's good. We all need it.
Hi.
Hi, how's your face?
Well, thanks to my theatrical makeup, you can't tell. No, it's getting better. I just wanted to shout out to Dr. Fouquet Duckworth. She is amazing.
She's a miracle.
She is amazing. She's incredible. She's an acupuncturist, but she's so much more than that. Like, she's just one of those wise people who can pretty much heal anything, I think, that ails you. And I feel so much better. So thank you, Fouquet, and thanks to everybody out there with all your great well wishes and everything. It's so nice to know you care.
Yes, we don't want you getting smashed in the face with a KitchenAid.
Oh dear God! Like, okay, maybe I should show you where the KitchenAid lives now, just so you know.
Oh, nice! Yes, let's see what you did.
Now lives, as you can see, lower shelf.
Okay, now up on your toe.
So anyway, yeah, that's it, and yeah.
Good.
What am I doing right now? What am I doing? Okay, so
Sending us a heart.
Oh, here it is.
Yay, heart.
Gingerbread. Here we go.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how you feel about it, but my house is basically, I realize my style is gingerbread. I love hearts and little details. Coloration tchotchkes with red and white and little filigree everywhere, and I don't know what's going on with me, but there is this Croatian special Christmas ornament that people give, and they're these little hearts, and they're frosted on the outside. The hearts are red, and they're frosted. They have little mirrors on them, and they're just like these good luck charms for weddings and stuff. But people put them on,
nice.
People put them on their trees, and I'm basically like, yeah, that's kind of my house motif. That's kind of my aesthetic. So gingerbread goes right along with that.
I love gingerbread. I love so many kinds of it, like gingerbread cake, gingerbread cookies, gingerbread houses. I love to watch the gingerbread competition on the Food Network.
So fun. Oh my God, you go to Pinterest and there's like full-blown gingerbread.
It's amazing. Mm-hmm.
It's a craze for sure. I always loved it. I mean, can you even remember how far back when you first made gingerbread? I mean, you must have been, I just was tiny,
little.
Really little.
Mm-hmm.
Fun to do with the kids and grown-ups, and it's industrial. What's cool is you can build things with it, and you can, do architecture and whatever because it's so strong. And I loved making when the kids were little, for the bake sales, I always made these crazy ornate Christmas cookies in bags, and they got the highest price. And then, of course, the decorating is so fun. So what's the worst thing about gingerbread? When it doesn't taste good and it tastes like cardboard, or it breaks.
That can happen.
Yeah, it happens. I love when people make good gingerbread, so that's the kind I make. And I know yours is good, so I'm not even going to question. But
yeah, mine's not. I don't do the rollout kind where you decorate. Okay. I do the kind where you poke the hole through and tie a ribbon in it.
Debriana's house, the gift note is a gingerbread cookie.
Yeah. Well, my gingerbread isn't rollout kind, so it's got a bunch of different kinds of ginger, and it's very, very gingery, but it's not that kind of cookie, and I like that kind of cookie too.
Mine is. I like mine to be very molassesy, gingery, not too sweet, but soft, but like hard on the back, like crispy on the back and buttery.
Yeah.
But hockey puck, not too over floured, not too dry. And I also add honey to mine, which I learned over the years really mellows it out in a good way.
Cool.
So we're going to talk about that. Here's the recipe. Yeah, I've already made the dough, because here's the thing about gingerbread and a lot of cookie dough, different cookie doughs, is you have to refrigerate the dough. You make the dough. You split it into sizes that are going to fit your baking sheets. So I only made 30 this time. I could have made 60, but I'm exhausted and I'm not going to do 60 right now because that's a lot.
Oh, because you're trying to relax.
I'm trying to slow it down. Okay.
There you go.
Instead of 60. Okay. And so, so you divide it, and then you have to refrigerate it for minimum an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you know you're going to bake, I'm going to show you what I do right now. It's a little trick. This is an old school Martha Stewart trick. You take a Silpat or parchment, whatever you have, and you put it on your, roll-out area, and you don't add flour. You put the dough down, and we're going to roll it with the parchment on top. So there's no sprinkling of flour, because that over sprinkling is what makes them really not taste good. Be over floured, too dried out,
cool.
And whatever. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay.
Okay.
I have pre-prepared some dough. So after you do this, you freeze the dough for 15 minutes, and then you cut out.
Oh, cool.
So since I'm doing that right now, I should put my oven on 350. I'm going to run and do that.
Okay. So, are you just going to use a regular rolling pin, or is that a cold rolling pin?
Okay, so we were talking about this before the show started. A cold rolling pin would be great. This is not that.
Okay.
I can't freeze this because these are steel handles and I won't be able to hold it. This is silicone.
Cool rolling pin, though.
It's really awesome because nothing sticks on it, and I find for cookies the handle with the roller, with the ball bearings is the best way. Now, we have different rolling pins. You got the one that's just like the croissant one with your hand, and no ball bearings. Different rolling pins for different.
Yeah, I have a marble one. That's usually what I will use for cookies or pastry, actually, if it has a lot of butter in it.
That is the perfect one for that, because you can chill it and it keeps the chill. And in those cases, the chill is key, because you can't let it get warmed up if you want laminated things.
Right.
So this one I like on this because it's not sticky, and it's really easy on my strength. It does the work for you. It's very heavy, actually, Deborah.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, is it heavy?
It's steel, dude. Like, if somebody came to my door, a stranger, I could just knock them around. Wait,
don't drop it.
Let's talk about knocking anyone out with anything. Okay.
No more black eyes this week.
I'd really like to keep the shiners to a minimum, okay?
Yes, thanks.
All right, so the first thing is, you've made your dough. I will post the recipe. This is a killer, tried and true recipe. It will not do you wrong if you adhere to the instructions. So I've chilled my dough for probably 2 hours, but you only need 1 hour minimum.
So tell me, what kind of ginger do you put in it? Do you use fresh?
No, I want you to see the color. So this is dark. This is dark ginger. I put in this recipe. I put for 30. I did half a cup of molasses, quarter cup of honey. I use brown sugar. I don't use granulated sugar. I have cloves and nutmeg and cinnamon and ground ginger. I even put some, of course, ground flaxseed in it because I just do. And I put lemon zest in it, vanilla. So it's really a tasty little cookie, I have to say. So I'm going to put it out here on the Silpat. And if you don't have one of those liners that can be baked, then you just use parchment. It's all good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna show you here. Can you see it or can you not?
Yeah, I can see it. Here.
I got it.
Here, I'll make you bigger.
Okay. So it's right here, and it's in the shape, you may notice, of the baking sheet. Okay. Obviously, make it square because it wouldn't, as I'm rolling it out, it wouldn't fit. Now you could take the same plastic wrap, use that, but I'm going to use parchment on top of it because this has been cut to the exact dimensions of the baking sheet. Okay, and I put it on top. Look, there's no flour, folks. Okay, and I used to for years, sprinkle flour, and then I got wise because it just doesn't. It ruins the flavor. You built up all this flavor, right? And then all to go to waste from over flouring. So I'm just gonna make it the size. It's gonna go out to about, I would say like 1/8 of an inch. It depends how thick you want your cookies, right?
Yeah.
Some people like them thicker. Some people like crispy thin. It's up to you to experiment. The oven is on at 350.
So, where did you get the original recipe?
Wow. I think the original recipe, and you're going to laugh, I think it came from the Mickey Mouse cookbook circa 1970, and I'm not even kidding. My mom bought us this cookbook. We demanded that she make every single thing out of it. And that's where all my cookie recipes, and they were really good recipes. They weren't BS like Disney recipes or something. And it's this classic book. I wonder if I could find it on the internet. Anyway, and so I've morphed it, you know what I mean, along the years and learned things. But it's so funny. I think the base is still that.
Oh, that's funny.
Which is really crazy.
Yeah.
They have pancakes and all kinds of stuff in there. So funny.
That's hilarious.
I know.
I don't think I even heard of that cookbook.
Okay, it was, God, I wonder if my mom still has it. It was just like a hardbound. I remember it had blue stripes and like Mickey Mouse in a Mickey Mouse pancake on the cover. And then there would be like, Goofy this, Donald this, Minnie Mouse is this. And we just made everything out of there. Funny.
Oh, that's funny.
Maybe it was really old. I don't think it exists anymore. Who knows? I'm going to look it up. But it had really great basic recipes that inspired children to cook. And we were living in Southern California, so we're big Disneyland people. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So look at this. It's perfect. It's on the Silpat, right? So now all I have to do is transfer it to the baking sheet. It's like, wow, that was easy, no mess. No extra flour. I'm going to keep it covered, and I'm going to put it in the freezer to chill for 15 minutes.
So before you cut the shapes, you mean?
Yes, before the shape.
Okay, so then if you do that, and you have leftover dough. Look at you, Miss Mise en Place.
This is a legit show, okay? So I had this one freezing while we were talking. Comes off so easily. It's already on the parchment, as you can see. Now I'm just gonna make the shapes. And I brought out some of my favorites. What are your favorites? I have Christmas tree. I have peace dove, heart.
I have a bunch of cookie, but at Christmas, because I make so many.
Oh yeah, you make.
I don't usually cut shapes because it's too much work.
I've got little Christmas trees, little gingerbread. Oh my God, my snowflake! How could I forget? This is my. You know where I got this? I got this. God, I want to say like Dina DeLuca or something years ago.
Oh yeah, I have a snowflake one.
And it's a really beautiful Interesting.
Yeah, I had that one.
It's so awesome, and you can make the most, beautiful
So
icing.
pretty. Yeah.
I love it. And I was born on Christmas. My middle name's Noelle. So what can I tell you?
She's into it.
I really only do 2 cookies at Christmas. I know you do like 27, but
Yeah.
I I do gingerbread and I do like sugar cookies. That's okay. So
Hey, if those are your faves, do them.
I am gonna do a little mound of flour to make sure these don't stick on when I go in to make the shapes. Okay.
Okay.
So let's just say that this one's gonna be all hearts. Okay. We're gonna just do some hearts. It's not that big.
And so, do you ice them?
Do I ice them?
Yeah.
You mean like royal icing after?
Or some kind of icing, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally do. Now see, I'm gonna cut them and then I'm gonna take away the negative space to make another thing. But we all have our weird OCD things, right?
Yeah, so when I do mine, I make a log and then I cut it so they're already in circles.
Oh wow. Okay.
So that's how I shortcut it, but that's only because I make, 1,000 cookies.
Yeah, you do. I mean, this is how I've got it down to a science for these kind, and that's really pretty with the flour kind of sticking on the top. And I brush the flour off after I've put it through. Okay, we're almost done here. Hang in there.
Somebody says it's beautiful.
Aww.
So when you're done, are you going to pick up all that dough and re-roll it out?
What I'm going to do is I am going to do the exact same thing I did and just redo the process.
Yeah. See, that's why I don't do it, because if I'm going to make a bazillion cookies, I'd be there all night making that one.
You got to do it like serious, say look what you got.
Oh, look how pretty.
Okay, then you're going to take away the negative space, and what will be left are the cookies, right? So you just take it off, and you put it to the side, and I'm going to take these and bake them.
How long are they in the oven?
So everybody's oven, as you know, is different,
yep.
Right? So it's hard to say like, oh, this is exactly 10 or whatever. I feel like these, because they're smaller and a little bit thinner, they're going to be probably 10 minutes. Now, giant ginger men, that would probably be 12 to 15. But I always, because I just forget, because it's a year that you make them. I always just go in at 10, and then look at it. It's like they should be brown on the side, and not, you can tell when they're baked well, right? And you just take them out or leave them for another minute, or, you have to use your best judgment. It's not an exact science, right?
Yeah, no, I always, like, if a cookie recipe says 8 to 10 minutes, I check them at about 5 minutes to see if I need to move the pans around.
Right.
And then I can kind of get an idea, but I never bake cookies without a timer. Because if you look at them and say you need 2 more minutes, and you just walk away, you'll burn them every time. You have to set the timer.
Full time. You can't. You have to watch these things like a hawk. You cannot be asleep at the Christmas wheel. Okay?
No.
Or you're gonna have a serious problem.
Yeah, they'll be over browned or burned, or it. And literally, a minute or 2 will make a difference in
make or break
in cookie land.
It's make or break. Okay.
Yep.
Totally. Okay, so this is great. The oven is signaling that it is heated. I'm almost done here with my first batch. And I'm just going to put these in, even though it's only like 8 something. Because I have a lot of cookies to cook, and they have to cool completely. And then I will also include the icing recipe. Now that's a whole other thing. Like, I like my icing to be really vanilla-y. Some people want it to be really sugary. You know what I mean? It's really okay. So I'm gonna just show you this, put this inside, what this looks like, how this is going. And you want to give them some room because they are gonna puff up. They're not gonna get, you know, huge or anything. But so basically, this is what we're dealing with here, right?
Nice. That looks like a playing card.
Right. And I'm gonna also where's my little? I'm gonna take a brush and brush off the flour. If there's any excess, you don't want to get that on there. You know, this is art. Like, making these cookies is the Zen part that I love is that it's art. You know, you just get to put on all the fun sugar, different color sugars, and I have all that in my fridge just waiting to go. You know,
you mean the icing?
No, I have like all of the crazy cookie sugars for like Christmas cookies. They're just on a shelf. They live there in the fridge all year. So
oh, that's funny. Yeah,
I do that. But okay, so I'm gonna put these in. I'm gonna say right now 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna check. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pop them in.
Okie dokie.
There you go. All right.
So in your gingerbread, cookies, you use just ground ginger, like powdered?
I'll show you. It is right here. Where did it go? Just had it out earlier. It is. Are you looking at my armpits?
Yeah. Look at that. You're disembodied from your head.
Oh my God. Of course I can't find it. Where is it? Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay. So this is
don't drop it.
This is just organic ground ginger.
Okay.
Okay. And it's 2 teaspoons. It's a lot for 30.
Okay.
Like, when I taste this dough, of course I'm going to taste it. Oh my God. The little lemon zest. And the ginger and the molasses. I love it.
Cookie things in your fridge, kind of like things in Debriana's freezer.
Okay, I'll prove it right now. I'm gonna prove it right now. You know you're born on Christmas when? What? Okay, there's that.
In the refrigerator is always a candy cane.
Look, sprinkling sugar, blue, green,
fun,
white, red. Why they live there? Well, it's because of the ants mostly.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
So I'm gonna re-roll this, put it back in the freezer, do the whole thing again. That's it.
Nice. Thank you.
And I will post the recipe. I will post the finished cookies. I have a lot of decorating to do.
Yeah, that's it. But hey, you have kids. That's what Christmas is for.
I have little elves, and they will.
You have little elves that like to decorate.
They like to work, so that'll be fun. And you know, you can make this dough. It's even better if it refrigerates overnight. So
I have dough day. I make all the dough, and it goes in the refrigerator, and I do not bake until at least a day or two later.
It's so important, would you not agree with this, to pace yourself during the holidays and get overwhelming. And you taught us that with your turkey palooza. No, and it's the same with cookies and cakes.
It is the same thing with cookies. I have my map that I do. Well, because I make so many.
Right.
So I do certain day I do the doughs, and then the next day I bake the bar cookies, and then I do the other, so that there's a whole order to it. So they're all done kind of around the same time, and then I can package them.
what's amazing about your cookies, Debriana, is that as a receiver of the cookies, they're all like one's not stale and one's fresher or something like that. They all seem, somehow you time it so they all taste like perfectly fresh.
They're all even. Don't ask me how that happens, but knock on wood.
So with these, you can refrigerate the dough.
Yep.
You can experiment with your sugar levels. Like for me, this is like the perfect sugar level. Not too non-sugary, but not over sugared, which I don't like at all. Too sweet of a cookie. Because you're gonna have icing on it and all the stuff.
Now, do you use blackstrap molasses in it or regular molasses?
Well, let's see what it is.
Okay.
This is wholesome, mindfully delicious.
Oh, I know which one you're gonna put.
Organic, unsulfured.
Yeah.
But I really like it. It's a very rich flavor. I could like eat a spoonful. We used to have a spoonful of molasses every day. My mom would be like, "It's for your
vitamin B." No. Yeah, that's got all your B vitamins in it. Yep.
So I love it. I love the molassesy taste. I don't like them to be too crispy, so I'm probably going to take these out. I'm probably going to look at them at 7 minutes. And and then I love having sort of a vanilla-y. Since the icing is pretty much powdered sugar, egg white, and we had a whole egg white discussion today on Corona Kitchen.
Yeah.
After the gin fizz, and vanilla. So and water, just a tiny bit of water. But so you can, use the powdered egg white if you're freaked out about salmonella or whatever. I have never in my entire life had a problem with egg whites from that type.
Me neither.
But again, we're not doctors. So
that's right. Do what you need to do.
The powdered kind is fine. It totally works. It's up to you. I posted it on the gin fizz recipe from Friday night. There is a link to buying the powder if you need it. There's also a link to the Morocco cherries.
Okay, cool.
But so,
yum. What? I'm looking forward to tasting a cookie.
I'll make some. I'll save some for you and David.
Okay.
And it's basically, you just let the cookies cool completely. And what I'll probably do is let them cool and then put them in an airtight container tonight. And tomorrow, see the pacing, everybody? See me trying to slow down? Then tomorrow, I will make the icing. And the icing has to be this really perfect, sticky consistency. Otherwise, if you have runny icing, you're done. And I'm going to pipe it in a makeshift, Ziploc bag again and just, do the things with sprinkles. And you'll see.
Okay.
So
egg whites worked out on cocktail night. Yes, they did. That was delicious.
I mean, that was a really great drink. I swear.
Yes. That was a super great drink. I would so do that again.
And the egg whites made it. I mean,
I know it was so festive. So if you missed it, go watch it, you guys.
It was beautiful with the cherries. And I did put an article from the BBC. There was like this investigative article like, do egg whites cause salmonella in alcoholic cocktails? Well, some people think the alcohol and lemon kills it off. I mean, I think it's also how you refrigerate your eggs or what you do with your eggs, or, what state your eggs are in.
The state of an egg. Oh my God.
State of the egg.
Well, yes. Anyway. Here, I'll put us up. Thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. Now here's your text on the screen, the little crawl. I'm going to remind you about Moink Box, my favorite meat company that needs a little help right now for sustainable family farms. And we are still in the middle of an election. We are in election season. So Fair Fight is an election season for Georgia. We need to take those Senate seats. So get on it, people. I sent out some more postcards today.
Okay.
Postcards to swing voters. This is how you can write postcards if you don't want to make phone calls.
Here's a perfect example. Here's a perfect example.
Oh, look how beautiful. Don't drop them.
I said I was going to test it at 7, and I looked over, and I just sniffed the air, and I'm like, oh, they're done. So it's a good thing I didn't make it to 10. It's 7, for sure.
Yeah, see, I always check early. I do it anyway. No matter how many times I've baked the cookies, how much I know my oven, you never know. Ovens are weird.
It's hard because I don't make these for a year, and I'm sure when I put 10 on there, it's probably small gingerbread people or the bigger trees, not these smaller hearts. So you have to pay attention to size versus time. Just stay on top of it, people.
Just be alert. Be alert. Don't drop any KitchenAids on your head.
Don't put heavy appliances on top of your
above your head. No.
Please stay safe.
Yes, everyone stay safe. Wear a mask. Everything's up, and we need everybody to be safe.
And
my husband's listening to our theme song.
Holly's Homegrown is here tomorrow with the latkes. Happy holidays.